Hi guys, this is Akhil, and today I want to share with you how to check for an array or an empty array in JavaScript. So many times what happens is that we work with APIs and then we get some responses, and those responses might have arrays in them, right? They might contain arrays. And in your business logic or in your processing logic, you might want to perform some function if the response that you received had some array elements, and you want to perform some different functions or operations if the response that you received did not have any arrays, right? So these kind of situations are very common. This happens when you're working with APIs, when you receive any responses, or this may also happen if you pass down props in a framework like React or Angular, if you receive props from a different component, something like that, right? So this is a very common scenario, and you would often need to check for arrays or an empty array, otherwise you'll have a lot of errors. So let me show you how this works in JavaScript. So let's say you have an array called fruits, right? So you'll have mango, and you'll have peach, you'll have grapes, and mangosteen. Okay. Then I'll have some condition here in my if statement. In these brackets, I'll have some condition, and if that condition is successful, in the sense if it is an array, if fruits is an array, I'll check that here. If it is an array, I want to print, or sorry, document.write. So console.log is not the right thing here because this is JS fiddle, right? So I'm using document.write because I'll be able to see it here in my browser. So I'll say document.write fruits is an array, and else if the condition is not satisfied, then I'll say document.write fruits is not an array. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now comes the meat of the discussion, which basically is that what's the condition that I need to check here to check if fruits is an array or not, right? So this is how we do it in JavaScript. Array dot is array and fruits. And if you also want to check if it's an empty array or not, then this is what you do. Fruits dot length, right? So basically what's happening here is we are using the array.isArray function that JavaScript provides us, and we're passing fruits in it to check if it's an array, and we're also checking if fruit has some length, so it's not just an empty array, right? So if it's so I'll write here and has some length to it, right? So obviously fruits is an array and has some length to it, so this works, right? So again, we're using the array.isArray function where a is capital, right? And passing fruits to it, and ampersand where we're also checking that this condition also needs to be true. Fruits has some length, right? So we're checking if it's an array and also if it has some data inside that array. So I hope that makes sense. Thank you for watching.